What's up, guys? Storyverse89 here, back with another episode of Kerbal Space Program. More importantly, episode 4 of our career series, where now we will be doing even more related to actual Kerbals, because, well, we have more manned missions coming up, including a docking mission with our cheat station. Unfortunately, as I found out, I forgot that I forgot life support exists. So I kind of need to launch another module before the actual crew comes up. It would have been nice if I had remembered to bring life support, but I forgot that that is a factor. Luckily for me, I can just send up a little thing real quick, because I'm pretty experienced with docking now. I think... How much life support does this even come with? Looks like it comes with nothing, so... It looks like we're going to be sending up something to allow my Kerbals to have, just like, or I think it's only one Kerbal, because it's the small Hermes science module. But I need to have enough life support for at minimum 100 days, which is usually the optimal time to get at least some science back. That should give me at least 100 plus science if I wait that long. But that means that Bob Kerman will be out of commission for a whole day. I need to find... That's the wrong menu. I need to go into the VAB to see how many crew this actually does hold. Because I might be sending up more than one. Although it might just be one, depending on what I'm doing. But let's see what we got here. And, I'll meet you back in the... Actually, no. You know what? We'll just check it while we're here. So, here is the Hermes lab right here. We're doing like some NASA experimentation of trial and error to find out what we need to fix. So this is the lab here. It holds one Kerbal, which means just Bob Kerman will be chilling in it. We do have the life support containers already unlocked, but we don't really have any guidance units except for this really large one. So unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to do a fairly large one just to fit it with the life support containers. It should be the right size. Yes. Okay. With that packed in, we need the adapter. That's too small. That's too large. They're all too large or too small. Oh boy. We got someone. There we go. Alright, and then of course we need the docking port. I think it's a... Yeah, I think we need this one. And of course on the bottom we need to just get another one of these and put the other version. There we go. Alright, we have the life support system. We're just going to slap the lab on there real quick to see how much that would give us in life support terms. 154 days. Okay, that should be more than enough to last us for the beginning trip. Can I fit this with an atlas? This might actually be small enough to be fit with an atlas. Because, you know, I'm on my 30-part constraint, so it kind of means I can't put too many large parts. I can't put too many parts on here. Luckily, it looks like I'll be able to fit this in here. And do I have any RCS I can put on here? I got these ones, I guess. They look kind of weird, but... how many versions are there? A lot, actually. We'll put these angled ones. And then we need one pointing up. Although actually, do we? Yeah, we do. So we'll put one pointing up. Or two pointing up because we need two. To even out, but that should be more than enough to get us our target, like to actually dock. And although I hope that the crew would be the first thing to dock, I forgot about life support. And also I don't have any space for the life support. Okay, that should be able to have enough for an Atlas launcher. Unfortunately, we cannot do a Soyuz because there's too little parts. So we're going to have to stick with an Atlas. 1.5 pairing would be plenty. Yeah. So basically what this thing's going to do is it's going to act as some extra life support for our, or not extra, it is the life support for our crew members who are going to be up in orbit, well, one Kerbal. Because I have no other life support for my Kerbals. Or Kerbal. I keep acting like this is a multi-crewed station. This is just one. So to reduce the costs, it's just one Kerbal launched on an Atlas. There should be enough parts, right? I gotta watch my parts. Yeah, I got 10 parts left. Alright, that's plenty. So I need to launch this thing. I need the standardized Atlas launcher, not the... well, actually, you haven't seen the Atlas because my save, or my recording didn't work last time. It is working now, so this is what the Atlas looks like, at least the cargo variant that I'm using, because I don't have any other versions of the Atlas available to me right now. But it's got a little launch pad here, there it is. This is basically the extent of what this rocket looks like. It's a very simple design from the 60s, well, 50s, because it was technically an ICBM, that turned into a human-grade rocket, and now it is a cargo and crew rocket. We'll just call this the Cheat Life Support. Perfect. But there is a slight problem here. We don't have the ability to make maneuver nodes, which is kind of essential when it comes to docking. Like, I guess you could do it, but it'd be extremely difficult. So that means we don't have enough. This is already level 2. Oh, whoops. So, as it turns out, we don't have enough money right now. Or wait, was it already level 2? Hold on, it might have already been level 2. I think I might have been wrong. If it is already level 2, the cheat station can go ahead. Alright, let's see. Yes, okay. Past me was thinking ahead. I don't remember when I upgraded this, but apparently I upgraded it. So that means the cheat station can go ahead, so I'll meet you guys on the launch pad for the cheat life support launch. Alright, and welcome to the pad. Here's our cheat life support, which actually shouldn't launch yet, so we're just going to start the generator to keep our probe topped off while we figure out our cheat station. So the optimal docking ability in this is you want to wait till just around sunrise of Kerbin. We're going to wait a little longer just so you can see it better. And if you angle your camera just right, you can kind of see like an outline. Man, this is really difficult. It usually isn't this bad. There, you can kind of see like the outline of where the land is right around here. Oh, shot past me. So you want to wait till it's right about there in an orbit, and then you want to go out. So once it's right past that kind of what's supposed to be, I don't know, like an African, or I guess Asian landmass, considering this is probably supposed to be North America. You want it to be right about there, and then you want to launch. That's the optimal window for catching up. Or once you just barely see that little target thing, the little pink target dial, whatever it's called, just at the edge of your nav ball. That's when you want to launch. And then at about 100 meters per second, you want to gravity turn to about 70 meters, or the 70. I didn't show the optimal launch window last time. Like, I probably should have done that, like, at the beginning of my videos, but I was more focused on the rockets than actually training people. But you want to go right in between 60 and 50 once you hit 200. And then at 300, you want to tilt to this line right here, the 45. There you go. And then you want to hold at 45 until you hit 70 kilometers at your apoapsis, which is how high you're going to go. Then once you hit that 70 kilometer, you want to tilt all the way to either 20 or in between 20 to get that farther distance with less fuel. This is how you really optimize your rocket launches, because I used to literally go straight up and then straight to the side, which was a terrible idea. That was before I really knew how to launch rockets, but luckily I figured out that gravitational or gravity turn before doing rocket launches like this. And if you're using the whoa, that booster skirt started spinning. Right after you, if you ever use the Blue Dog Design Bureau mod pack, you want to, for the Atlas, decouple it once you're in that kind of black section of, like this little black section of the atmosphere. Like right after you hit that, you want to decouple the booster skirt then. I did forget the Werner engines, as I just realized, but that's probably fine. I also noticed I only had the Atlas, which is a pretty small amount of, stuff in terms of fuel. I don't know why I struggled so much to say fuel. But then you just want to kind of fine-tune your orbit with these little things until you get a good intersection. Like that. You want to at least be below 1 kilometer, usually. I mean, if it's within 5 kilometers, it's probably fine, but you want to usually be within 1 kilometer. Or 2, in my case, as it's not going any farther. So there we go. We have gotten a maneuver node. You can see our little probe there. We should have, how much more we got? Need a little bit to maneuver our Atlas because it's so big. Now, I'm lucky because it was low enough that it seems like my Atlas will be more than enough to bring it, or just enough to bring us close to our target, but you usually want to have a second stage for doing this. Doing just the first stage launch is never a good idea, especially not for large rockets like this, or delicate maneuvers. But there we go. We're going to do RCS to turn this thing around. So we are now approaching our target. And this thing is very slow. So I'll just wait. I'll just skip ahead to our target, and I'll see you guys right around the sphere of influence of our target. And welcome back. As you see here, we're kind of rapidly approaching the station. Because, we're almost there. We do have to retract this now, because otherwise we are going to just bounce off. But for this docking port from the, I think it's called the Tantarus mod pack, I don't hold my word to that. I don't remember if that was actually its name or not, but as you see, we are relatively close to the station, just meters away. And once we dock, that'll be it for that contract, and that means it'll also be ready for our crew, which will probably come up, I'll probably bring them up in a little bit. We do need to check that other contract, though. So I'm going to bring this up and push that back a little bit. We're going a bit too fast. You want to be at least within 1 meter per second when getting close to the station. I'm with that. Oh boy. Go back. And there we go. We have dock. There we go. Alright, we we have docked with the space station, and our contract complete? Yep, our contract is complete. So we're just going to flip this around so we're facing the sun once more, because otherwise this thing's going to run out of battery. And then I think our crew can come up a little later, but for right now we need to flip this around and then we'll go check our contract. So I'll meet you guys back at the KSC. And we're back at the VAB. We just completed that cheat station, as you probably saw 4 seconds ago. And now we gotta check our next contract, which is... ooh, it's a Mun contract. Orbit and return from the Mun. That sounds like a Kerbal contract, because we do have some Kerbal stuff coming up. First of all, we gotta see what we got unlocked. I think it's literally the Gemini, which is not helpful. Oh, no, we actually had the Saturn IB, aka the Sarnis. Do the rest of those tanks unlocked? Hold on, I need to see if we have the third stage. If we have the third stage of the Apollo, we can actually go ahead with this. Do we have it here? No. Oh, well, I can just look it up. Sarnis. Where are you? Well, there's the Saturn IB inner stage. Wait, actually, I don't think we need that one. I think we have... oh, does the IB come here? Ah. Okay, we don't have what it takes. It turns out that the IB and the third stage come in heavier rocketry, which is after heavy rocketry, which means we have 2 things left before we can get to that. Looks like it might be a probe. But, no guarantees. We might actually be able to do this. But we do have a crew that we actually need to launch. So we need to find... it's not this one. Not the redstone. There it is. The Soyuz, which is only going to be carrying Bob Kerman. Actually, wait. I can't do that because that requires... he can't control it. I forgot. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be Jeb and Bob only. We're not going to bring a third Kerbal just to reduce the amount of life support I'm going to have to use. I would normally say, oh, we'll just bring another Kerbal, but, like, we don't have enough life support right now. It's probably going to reduce that extra time, so I'll be surprised if we get an extra day. Or, not extra day. That 100 days. Hopefully should be fine though. We don't have any electric charge production from the generator. It shouldn't be a problem though, because if we get around quickly, it should be alright. We haven't used the Soyuz yet in this save because I just unlocked it fairly recently. Wow, the electric charge is dropping. Alright. And... okay, that looks good. Alright. And liftoff of the budget Soyuz with Bob and Chebediah Kerman on their way to the cheat station to get me lots and lots of science before having to be evacuated due to low life support. This thing probably won't be able to stay in orbit for very long, but for the time it'll be in orbit, it'll probably be extremely helpful to my cause. Especially since I don't have any real means of science production right now, except for long-term missions. So creating stuff in the background while doing other contracts is actually really helpful to me. And who knows, we'll probably be at the Saturn IB soon enough. If you didn't know, the Saturn rocket parts are extremely helpful in this game. And they come in handy quite often in the earlier game, or not the early game, it's like the mid-game. We are tilting way too far down. Please stop doing that. Alright, well we have way too much of a gravity turn. I think we're still gonna make it, but this is not looking good. I need those fins. This thing doesn't work well without fins. I forgot about that. Ugh, come on. This thing's just doing a barbecue roll. I don't know if I already explained it, but the barbecue roll is just when something is rolling to disperse heat. Oh, and there goes the boosters. Oh, we're so off kilter. Oh boy. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna make this. We are so off target right now. Alright, well, we're super off target. Can I recover this mission? It says yes. It looks even more off kilter, but it should be fine. We have the second stage, I think. The Soyuz second stage. I think I added it. Did I? Whatever. Now I just gotta push this thing in. Pull this thing back. Sorry for not talking much, I'm just trying to get this thing pushed in. Well, I mean, you've already seen this before, so we'll skip ahead and I'll see you at the rendezvous. And we're back. So we've made it back to the space station with our little Soyuz. And it is now time to start docking, but unfortunately, due to my part constraints, this has no RCS, which means we're going to have to do liquid fuel docking, or as some Kerbal YouTubers like to call it, lazy method docking, which is weird because it's not that lazy, but yeah, we've been able to do this docking. There's a little bit cut out there just because of some stuff in the background, but as you can see here, our Soyuz is almost there. Just a tiny bit doesn't adjust. Oh, never mind. I'm adjusting the wrong way, and I am in cabin view. Please get out of cabin view. I'm gonna hit the station. Ow. Well, that's alright. It's not like it damaged anything, so we're fine. And here we have it, the, I guess you could call it like Soyuz space station, a Russian space station from a long time ago. Before that even happened, this would probably be like 20 years before that if we were supposed to be in like 1953.
Nobody in there. Don't you do nothing?
Resolve! Get out!
Alright, bedtime. Get out of here. Bedtime.
But yeah, here we are. We have our space station finally. It only took 3 docking maneuvers, and we have 78 days of life support with 2 Kerbals. That should be more than enough for at least a little bit of science. Unfortunately, we can't disembark from the surface, or disembark while off the surface, because I haven't upgraded my astronaut complex yet. So I can't get a little bit more, so we're going to go back to the astronaut complex real quick, and I will be back in a second. Alright, and we're back at the space station. I did a little bit of an upgrade to get us that, and I even got us a new administration contract thingy, which basically just allows us to get a little bit more science while a scientist is present. Which actually, you know what, we're not going to have Jebediah go out first. I mean, he already went out, but we're going to have Bob actually do the first EVA science. I probably should have waited until I got the EVA contract, but whatever. Here we are out in space with our little Kerbal. Good old Bob. He's probably going to be doing a lot of science lately. He's going to get us a little EVA report. Some extra science from that because, you know, it's an EVA report, but we get a little extra. Whoa! Doing little flips. There we go. Getting back on board. We're going to put those experiments in there. What happens if we deflate this while he's on there? That's kind of funny. Whoa. Whoa. We cannot board a full module. There we go. But yep, there we go. We have... That doesn't help us. Apparently that... Oh, right. I don't have Bob in the module. That's probably why it doesn't do anything. Alright, we have very little data from this. Like, it barely gave us anything. Can I take a crew report? No. Okay, well, that was kind of useless. We are, however, going to go around, and we are going to boost us into a higher orbit. Yeah, that's right. We're going to boost us into a higher orbit using that Soyuz, kind of pull a Gemini, but it's an entire space station instead. Because I doubt I'm going to be running this space station anymore after, like, the first transfer. Actually, no, that is a bad idea to do that now that I think about it. If I do that, it's probably going to screw something up, so maybe we won't. We're going to take... we're going to wait. So we're going to have Jeb go into the airlock, and he's going to wait there until we're over a new biome. Right about now. And then he's going to get us new science, because each time you can go over a biome. That's the cheat about EVA reports, is you can be over an entirely new biome just by what is that? Oh, it's the Mobile B3. There we go. Got the grasslands experiment. Going to review, put that in the lab. We're going to go around to a new biome again. Alright, Jeb, get us some more science. Maybe if I'm lucky enough, I'll get a shores. That was a pretty hard one to get, especially from space. Keep hitting it. So, yep, there we go. We got shores. We're going to store that. The airport, that's a grasslands. No, we don't want grasslands. Have that. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything else from that biome. Going to orbit around again. And it should be over another landmass. EVA. That's Kerbin's water. Shore, which means we are over... No, we are still at the shore. This is basically just how you get extra science if you're really, like, desperate for it. We're not super desperate, so I guess we could probably just leave that for now. But we did get, like, 3 experiments out of that. We're going to start our research, and we're going to... Is there a level up crew option? No. But we do have some more science now, and we'll come back to it once we're getting low. Should be in 78 days. So we're going to say bye to Jeb and Bob for right now, and pick up our next contract. Alright, so we need to build something now to be put in a specific orbit, because I still have that contract hanging over my head. So I would like to get that one out of the way before we move on to any other rockets. So we are going to do... That is too large. That one's a little bit weird. Just push that one down. We're going to be building something to orbit in that little area. And so we're going to bring this satellite that I really don't know what it does. It's like it says it's a navigation satellite, but those don't really exist. At least not conventionally. Luckily, though, we do have a fancy experiment we can slap on top. The solar sail experiment. Which honestly is kind of a cool looking experiment to add. Would this fit? Actually, I have an even better idea for the solar sail. Since we are doing a solar sail satellite, what we're going to do is we're actually going to get this telemetry response unit, get a fairing here, and we're just going to put it right here. It's going to be, actually, well, I have a better idea. There's a good fairing. Too small. Perfect. We are going to put this little structural deck here, because I never use it. And there we go. We have the solar sail satellite to examine the farther reaches of the system, aka just some other local system stuff. This is a very basic satellite design. I mean, it's not conventional, but it is early, so we are going to use this extra Wayfarer science equipment thing to get us a little bit more science, and then that shouldn't throw up our weight. Yeah, that's good. That little white on there, and it fits perfectly inside this fairing with that little truss segment. But, of course, we need some antenna. We're going to fit this on here, because it looks like it fits, yep. Actually, no, I forgot it pops out. So we're going to put an uplink antenna, because we just need something small that can transmit back. And then maybe one more thing of science. We'll put this little thing on here. And my weight is fine. Okay. Alright, and now we need to give it the upper stage, which will just be this little thing here. Can I make this gray? No, that's fine. Make this white. Actually, get both. No. We'll do white. Alright, there we go. We got the upper stage, which will be powered by the Bell lower engine. This is a very common engine for this stage. I actually give this a different second stage. That looks weird. Where are the upper stages? This one in hibernation. I guess we'll use this one. With the other, actually that's too much fuel. Alright, I guess we're going with the Alpha Star because it's just too much fuel in the other one. I don't need to waste that much. This stage is going to be dumped anyway, so don't really need all that. Then, of course, we're just going to give it the standard Atlas inner stage. And where's the break? Where there it is. Pull this up a little bit. This a just hibernation and warp. This up to 60. And you know the rest of the build of the Atlas, so I'll just skip ahead and I'll see you on the launch pad. Alright, and welcome to the pad with the, I think it was called the KSO, which stands for Kerbal, or wait, hold on. It's Kerbal because the Kerbal is the name of the sun. It's also Kerbin is the name of the planet of the sun. Kerbal, I think it was Surface Observer, yeah, Kerbal Surface Observer, that's what it was. Which is a solar observer with a special lens that we're going to be using to investigate what Kerbal is up to. Because there's no other real reason for this satellite. But we need to complete that contract, so we gotta get this thing up in the air. I did remember the burners this time, and we do have the full buzzard stage instead of the one that you saw launching the life support system. It's like the stronger version of the Atlas. It didn't actually exist, but I like to call it that, depending on what engine it has. And we have tilted too far. That's not good. Let's try that again. And we're back. I forgot to say that if you tilt the Atlas too far too soon, it can flip over, and I forgot that this thing is a bit too tall, so I had to watch out for that. Normally my gravity turn is fine, but sometimes you gotta wait a little longer. So we'll turn to about here, and then we'll wait. Ooh, I'm wobbling. And we'll wait a little while before actually turn into the full gravity turn that we need to do. The maneuver is pretty far out, but we have a pretty good upper stage. These like rocket parts plus the Juno stage that I used much earlier in my save are very, very helpful for early satellite launches. And the entire upper stage is actually going to be doing stuff. I actually didn't need to bring this because this is a probe core in and of itself. So very slowly. Oh, not that fast. Oh, stop. But we're going to slow down the engine as we put the prograde. Aerodynamic forces are a little less intense now that we're higher up. So we'll just do it very minimally to keep it stable. And cut the engine. The Atlas and its burner engines will be staying with us until we reach orbit, and then we'll say bye to it. We are going to extend that uplink antenna. As you can see, those parts heated up quite a bit. Luckily, it's not too much of a problem. At least not now, anyway. But then we gotta burn here. Start that boost into orbit. Sometimes I keep the Atlas stage all the way to like a lunar transfer. I don't always do that, but sometimes it's nice to have that little bit of a kick. Luckily, we have 2,737 meters per second, which is more than enough to make this satellite contract. So we can say bye to the Atlas, and we can start building the maneuver node to actually get to the said target. It's going to encounter the moon, or the mun. Keep calling it like the moon and lunar and stuff, but like it's Kerbal Space Program. Ooh. All right, we're gonna not encounter the moon, and we're gonna go this way instead. We're gonna start here. The problem with this orbit is that it's risking a lunar encounter, which is kind of bad because we don't want to encounter the moon. We are going to extend this because it is technically a solar panel. That flipped really quickly. Wow. That was a bit unexpected. I guess we don't really need it right now, so we're going to retract it. That thing moves so quickly, I really was not expecting it to go that fast. But we have this last maneuver. I won't have you guys skip through this one just because it's going to be pretty smooth sailing from here. And it's nice to know that if you ever do this contract, if you ever get this exact orbit again, you'll know how to do it. You know, honestly, I think I could just go prograde. Yeah, I could probably just go prograde. Have a little bit of a burn. Ooh, a bit faster. And here we go. Oh, it's not quite on point yet. Okay. And then we're going to start time warping. You gotta make another maneuver to finish off that orbit. You have to make these pretty exact most of the time. That's why I usually don't do this. Gonna encounter the moon. Oh, boy. This is a bad contract. What about the next orbit? Okay, 2 orbits from now, we will finally... 2 orbits from now, we will finally be in line to not encounter the Mun. So we're gonna have to wait 1 day before we actually get to do this again. Alright, we're gonna extend that panel, if you really want to call it a panel, so then we can keep our electric charge while we orbit around 2 revolutions of Kerbin. And we've smashed into the moon. It told me I wasn't going to encounter it, but sure enough, we encountered it. Oh. Alright, well, let's go back to the Space Center. And we're back at the Space Center after that sad failure. I am getting rid of this contract. I don't care that it costs me some money. Like, I can't do that contract. It's gonna constantly be in progress of hitting the moon. We will take this one, though, because 11 years, that should be more than enough to get us, not... Oh, it's a mobile processing lab. I don't even have that unlocked. We're not going to do that contract, but we will... It seems like we're going to be doing a manned moon mission fairly soon. Because we have that, bring a Munstone back with you, which technically we can do... Well, actually, no, you can't do that with a probe. I don't know why they do that, why they say you can, but you can't. But that's it for today's episode. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.